Hi, Kelly here from freebiefindingmom.com, and thank you for joining me for another Friday session of Money Talk, where we get together on Fridays and usually go over a couple of the more popular finance or money related questions that you have had here on the Freebie Finding Mom Facebook page. If you will, give this video a like or a heart and share it to your Facebook page if it helps you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first question we have comes from Leah. And Leah wants to know, she says, we need new patio furniture. I was looking at Lowe's the other day and found something that can work, but I was wondering where else can I find nice looking, affordable patio furniture? So I pulled Leah's question today because I thought it's really applicable. Many of us are probably either shopping for patio furniture or at least cleaning out whatever we have and just kind of seeing if we need to get new. So great question, Leah. Thank you for asking. So as far as where you can find new patio furniture, you guys had some really good suggestions. In fact, you had the ones I was thinking of. Jackie, you had some great ideas. Jackie said Big Lots. If you have one in your area, she said, otherwise Target would be a good place to find patio furniture. She said a lot of times they'll go on sale. I was thinking Target was one of mine. The other one I was thinking was Wayfair, and you guys thought the same thing. And then she said, make sure you use your Target debit card to get that extra 5% off. And then she said Home Depot is often a bit less expensive than Lowe's, which I did not know, so that's good to know. So if you find something you like at Lowe's, check and see maybe Home Depot will have the same thing or something very similar. And then she also said Wayfair and Overstock. And Wayfair is one that I know you guys really love. You've brought up on different questions and things in the past, and I love their website. I've never bought anything yet from there. I don't think I have, but it's a place that I cannot wait because they always have such cute things like pillows and patio furniture, all kinds of stuff. So, and you guys really have had very positive feedback about Wayfair, so that's another option for you, Leah. And she also said Overstock.com, another good one. And then Anna said Facebook. She said there's lots of great used furniture for cheap that is available on Facebook. Very true. And then Mary said try Walmart.com or Wayfair.com. So, yep, another vote for Wayfair. Next question comes from Stephanie. Thank you, Leah, by the way, for your question. Next is from Stephanie. Stephanie's question got a lot of responses here, so I'm not going to go through every one. I'll just kind of give you kind of the gist of what you guys thought and kind of my thought on this as well. So Stephanie said her friend gave her old hand-me-down clothes for her daughter. She said her friend asked her the other day if she could get those clothes back, and because her daughter had already outgrown them, and then because she wanted to give them to somebody else. And she said she seemed really upset with me for not asking first before I had donated them. So the items that she was given for her daughter to wear, she went ahead and just donated them after her daughter outgrew them. And she said, was I in the wrong? Stephanie, my first thought before I read any of your comments was absolutely not. But you guys brought up a couple good points that I want to make sure that I mentioned. First off, Amy said, I think it's ridiculous when people say that I would rather say that. She said, I would rather just not even have them then. And she said, being a mom is hard enough, and trying to keep up with every article of clothing someone gives you and making sure they stay in the exact same condition is basically a lot of unnecessary work. That was my thought too, Amy. My thought was, how in the world would I even remember which items, if it was a lot of things, I'm assuming, which items came from her and which ones I got and which ones I got from a sibling? And that would be really hard to remember, I think, unless they were tagged separately or somehow had some kind of a mark on them, so like on their tag or something. But that was my thought too, Amy. That would potentially be a lot more to manage. And she said that she went through a similar situation like that. And she basically just doesn't have time for kind of managing the clothes. And Bonnie goes on to say, Bonnie brought up a good point. She said, if she had told you she was actually letting you borrow the clothes rather than giving them to you, and you had at that point agreed to her terms. So then she said, then she would be justifiably upset. Otherwise, she said, giving is giving, or else she should never give them to you. That was what I was thinking. So, Stephanie, I'm assuming she didn't say, your friend didn't say to you, I'm lending you these clothes, but I want them back, or I'm going to let you borrow these clothes. I'm assuming she didn't say that. And it sounds like you didn't ask her, do you ever want these clothes back? And that's understandable because, I was trying to think if somebody, was lending me clothes, and when they have lent me things, I don't think I've ever necessarily, maybe I've asked them if they want it back, but that's not always my response. I assume if they're giving them to me, they're done with them, and they don't need them, so they want, somebody else to get benefit from them. So I would like to think that I would ask them if they want them back, but I don't know that I would have either, Stephanie. So unless she told you, hey, you're borrowing these clothes, I may want these back, then I could see why she'd be upset. But if she just lent them, or if she gave them to you because she was done with them, then I don't think you should feel guilty at all, actually. But Angie brought up a great point though. She said, the way I see it, someone gives you something like that, they're yours. But she says, what if these clothes, she brought up a point, what if these clothes were ruined from just play and then thrown away? How is that different? I was thinking that too. Like, I mean, obviously it depends on what the quality of the kids' clothes are, but a lot of times I feel like when my son outgrows clothes, not all clothes, but a lot of them, I feel like he really used them, like especially like his casual clothes that he doesn't go to school or anything, even his school clothes. But I feel like I don't know how many more uses they're going to really get. So especially if they've been handed down before. So then she goes on to say, but honestly, I don't know if I'd remember all the ones someone gave me. So just like Amy said, it would be really hard to keep track of who gave you what items, you know? So then she goes on to say, if you have any guilty feeling that maybe you offer a small gift card. She said that would be a small amount of cash or payment for the clothes, something like $25 or less. I love that suggestion, Angie, because I didn't think about that, but I like that. So you know what, Stephanie, if your friend was, upset because maybe she had thought she had told you she wants them back, or she thought you would know that she wanted them back and you didn't, I would probably just offer her some sort of a gift card and just be like, hey, you can either keep it for yourself or you can just give it to the person you're going to give these clothes to, whatever you want to do, but just know that I would have obviously given them back had I known you wanted them back. So just let her know, like it's coming from a good place, and you obviously, you appreciated the gesture. It's just that you didn't know that she really wanted those clothes back. Anyways, so I hope that's helpful, Stephanie, but it seems like the overwhelming majority on this post, you can see all the comments you guys had, was that you did nothing wrong, assuming that she didn't tell you she wanted them back. And I think it's great that you donated them to somebody else too, so they could get benefit. And if you still feel, like I say, a little guilty, give her a gift card or something to, let her know that it wasn't intentional and that, you really, you didn't mean anything by it, and you would have obviously kept them had you known that she wanted them back. All right, so those were your questions this week that we went over. One other item I want to share with you is that if you hear that noise, that's my washer. But if you've been wanting a Young Living Essential Oils Premium Starter Kit, do yourself a favor, please, and get it this month while they are offering some really cool freebies I've never seen them do before. They're giving away a full-size household cleaner bottle with your purchase of the kit, and they're also giving you a glass bottle with your purchase of your premium starter kit. So if you've been looking at the kit, you've been thinking about it, you're like, I don't know, should I do it, should I not? Try to think about if you could afford it this month in May, because you can get those freebies, and it's only valid through the month of May. So by the way, you know what I'll do? I'll drop the link for the kit in the comments here as I hop off the video. If you've been looking at that, do yourself, like I say, a favor, get some really good freebies too. So if you have any questions about that, message me, leave a comment down below, or you can always send me an email. And with that, as always, thank you guys so much for all your feedback on these questions and for sending me your questions. Like I say, I always love to see kind of what's on your mind and what you're thinking. As with that said, if you will, please have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.